So you've taken the plunge, you started gardening, you stuck to it, and now you're starting to see the fruits of your labor. Unfortunately, some insects are also starting to see the fruits of your labor, and they're slowly chewing away at your crop. But don't worry, we're going to be talking about how to deal with them today. Hello everyone, this is Dylan again with the Trinidad and Tobago channel, and we're back in the garden to talk about insecticides. Now, I posted this picture to Facebook last week and it sparked a lot of comments on the comment section and also in my inbox on Facebook, Instagram, and even here, because people seem to be having a lot of issues with pests in their garden. They were asking me, Dylan, how do you get your kale to stay so insect free? And there aren't any holes in my kale, as you can see. Now, my answer to that was really simple, and I don't think it's what they wanted to hear, but the fact is I don't use any pesticides in my garden, and definitely no chemical pesticides in my garden. Now, it's not that I don't have issues, because we all do. It's simply that as an organic gardener, you learn over time that nature finds a balance, meaning that if I have issues with aphids or whiteflies, nature is going to bring in some natural predators of these harmful pests, of these harmful insects, such as ladybugs and spiders. These are both welcome friends in your garden because they actually help monitor and they help to control the populations of those insects by feeding on them. I do, however, understand that sometimes nature takes too long to save your plant, or maybe you think that nature is not going to save your plant and you want to step in and use an insecticide in your garden. Completely fine, and that's what I'm going to be showing you today. So it's going to be a simple, organic, and affordable insecticide that you can use in your garden that will be with materials that either you have already home or you can get super cheap and easy. Let's get to it. So this is our bottle, our spray bottle. I got this from Pennywise for just about $7 or $8. Super cheap. And the main thing is that you have the ability to spray. This is a 1 liter bottle, right? Super easy to use, nothing too complicated here. Right, in this bottle that I'm just going to rest there, we're going to be putting in some pipe water to begin with, right? Just normal typical tap water. And the main ingredient here is going to be our neem oil. As you can see, I got this bottle here for $16, which is really cheap because a bottle like this, even though it's small, it really goes a long way. You're going to see how little of this we actually have to use per liter of water, so it really stretches. I've had this bottle for over 6 months now and it's not even halfway through. Now, the reason we use neem oil is that it contains a chemical in it called Azadirachtin. Azadirachtin is an organic chemical that is in the neem plant, right? And basically, for lack of a better word, to make it as nice as possible, it messes up the gut of the female aphids, making it impossible for them to be fertilized and lay more eggs. But in addition to that, because it's an oil, and this is true not just for neem oil but all oils, it has the ability of smothering eggs. So any eggs that the aphids would have laid and had on the plant waiting to be hatched, they would be smothered because eggs need to breathe and oil smothers them. So that's going to work for any oil that you use: vegetable oil, olive oil, coconut oil. But we're using neem oil because in addition to killing off the eggs, it will also deal with the adults that you have on your plant. So it's very effective, very cheap, and it's not going to harm yourself or any of the beneficial insects. Now, if you remember anything at all from your science classes, it's that water and oil don't mix. So basically, this is where the third ingredient comes in, which is very normal dishwashing liquid, right? I'm not going to show you the brand. Any brand will normally work. What I would say is that you want to be careful not to use anything that has too much strong chemicals in it and too many additives in it, just because it's better to have as the most natural soap as possible. But pretty much whatever you have, once it can make water soapy, it will work. All right, it's an emulsifier which allows the water and the oil to mix together. All right, so we're going to go ahead, we're going to begin. Remember, this is a 1 liter bottle, so I'm just going to fill this with normal tap water. Okay, there we go. Right, you want to leave a little bit of space so that it'll mix a little bit better. Into this, I'm going to be putting just about a teaspoon of the neem oil. So about a teaspoon. Again, I don't really measure it out, even though I probably should, right? Right, that should be fine. Okay, and I want you to actually notice that the oil itself, it just sits at the very top of the water, which is not something that you want because you want it to mix in. So that's where the dishwashing liquid is going to come in. Again, I'm just putting in probably like just about 3 drops of the dishwashing liquid, nothing too much. Alright, I'm just going to cover this up here. Okay, now watch what happens. Right, I'm just going to give this a nice little shake. And you're going to want to shake it like this basically every time that you're about to use it. That'll make sure that the oil is properly well incorporated into your water. Just like this here. Right, so there's a bit of stain on the top, but that's completely fine. You can see that the water here is a little bit colored, and that's from the neem oil in my bottle here, and that's because of the emulsifier that we put in, which is more or less the dish soap. All right, so a nice mix like this here, guys. I'll take you downstairs now, and we're going to look at how we would apply this to our plants. Here's a demonstration on my cherry pepper plant. Just going to be using the neem oil, more of a preventative measure because you don't have any issues here. Going to be spraying top and bottom of the leaves. Want to make sure that it's well coated. If you don't have any issues on your plant and you just want it for prevention, then once every 21 days would be fine for your plant. If it's severe, then once every 7 days. And that should be more than enough. And that's it. Let me know how this works for you. You can tag us on Instagram at the Trinidad Gardener channel, or you can leave a message in the comments below. Remember, this has been Dylan with the Trinidad Gardener channel, reminding you to get up and get growing. Take care.